My name is Yasen Vasilev. I come from Bulgaria, and I'm a playwright. I'm a playwright. I'm writing texts for theater and performance, but I'm also writing poetry from time to time. I started with poetry. It is a very good option and opportunity to get to know the Austrian theater scene. And so I'm really frequenting all the theaters. But apart from that, for the writing, it will need time to see what's the impact. Maybe in 2 or 3 years, I will be able to see in the new things that I have written how Vienna was the influence on them, but I can't answer it right now. I think it's a natural continuation. So when I was writing poetry, I was always interested in the spoken word performative presentation of it. And I was doing these theatrical events based on the poems that I've written. And then slowly I've studied playwriting in the academy and slowly started actually working for theater. But I still think when I'm writing for theater that it's like writing a long poem. You have composition, you have rhythm and pace, and it's I'm also very intuitive and irrational in it, so it's again like poetry in a way. Shanghai is a great place to be, and it's in the moment, like this is the moment that you have to be there. It's because everything is growing and it's very multicultural and people are flocking from all over the world. But I'm very interested in Chinese theater in terms of the way they use stylization and non-realistic representations on stage. And especially in this moment where you encounter a symbol on stage, or let's say where the event on stage is so detached from reality that it is no longer a representation, it becomes something else. I don't feel lonely in Shanghai. I feel really good and grateful every day that I have the opportunity to be there. And the title of this poem came as a joke because we were living in a Swatch Art Peace Hotel in this residency with 18 other artists. And every morning we gathered for breakfast and we had to check our iPhones for the pollution index to see if it's safe to go out and if you should wear a mask or no. And then we were joking that since we're so isolated in this residency in the center of the biggest city on the planet, that maybe we should create this loneliness index and everyone will put on information about how lonely he feels in a certain day, and then we'll have these interactive maps of the whole world with the places which city is the loneliest city on the planet. But it was a joke. Elevation 506, the play about Georg Milev, is going to have a workshop and reading in English with an American director in Sofia in April. And then Borges Triptych, which is the play that I did last year in Shanghai at Swatch Art Peace Hotel, is going to be on next year, 2015, again in Shanghai. And I'm trying to get the funding to do another site-specific project in a former slaughterhouse that was built in 1933 by a British architect in Shanghai. I was very influenced by him, and not only by his aesthetics and writing style, but also by his biography and his position. And I've always wanted to write something about him, but never found the right way to do it because it felt really unreasonable to turn him into a character or try to represent his life on stage. So eventually I managed to come up with this idea and only use documents. So I didn't really write this play. It's a collage of documents and historical materials that I have collected and then distributed to different voices. And I wanted to write about him because I think he's very much underestimated and completely unknown, even to Bulgarians, where he's really very famous, but he was always used and abused for political purposes.